Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. And it's a beautiful day for the Pirate Broadcast, and we are here interviewing interesting people doing interesting things again. And I just want to welcome you to the Pirate Broadcast and the pirate community. And if you're not connected, get connected. And if you're joining us remotely or in the future or at some other point in time, remember always russjohns.com. You can always join in the episodes, listen to the replays and things like that. And the podcast is also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all of the places that fine podcasts are presented, and also YouTube, Facebook, and also on Twitter. So go track us down, hashtag Pirate Broadcast. If you're not following that, follow the hashtag. And today we have Bill is in the room. Bill Bloom sounds like a pirate to me. Bill, how are you doing?
So good. So good. I came up properly dressed this morning for the Pirate Broadcast. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks. I really appreciate the fact that you just got back from Disney and you're in Chicago, and I think the weather's probably a little warmer here than it is in your neck of the woods. So, but you're hanging on there?
Absolutely. You know what? It's 70 degrees today already. It's beautiful. So I'm not complaining. We brought the warm weather back with us.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, you know, fall has a way of coming back and forth for us. And I have friends in that neck of the wood. And it's really one of those things that, you know, one day it could be 70, next day it could be 30. So just.
That's so true. I mean, we already had snow for like a few days before Halloween, twice.
That's right.
In a row. So you never know.
That's right. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the financial industry and some of the things that are surrounding that industry, around how business owners and how people can actually think about what is taking place in this day and age. You know, we just had a recent election. That's still kind of, I think we're in a political hangover. I think so many people are just so exhausted from all of this anxiety and things like that. And the financial world, you know, has a tendency to sometimes follow that trend. And I kind of want to get a snapshot of how it's looking at this point in time in 2020, since 2020 has been such an interesting year, I'll just say. So what's your snapshot early on going forward? Is it positive? Is this election results going to be make an impact on our lives?
Well, the one thing that we need to be very cognizant of as investors is you need to stick to your plan. I mean, elections come and go. They're here every 4 years, and we're going to go through this again in 4 years. And, you know, last week on Wednesday, you and I both woke up. We both had our coffee, right? We still had breakfast. And did your life change that much?
No,
mine didn't either.
It hasn't changed a bit.
Exactly. A lot of it is the media. It's the news. It depends your level of anxiety of how much of the news you watch and how often you're checking your phone. And if we just slow down and stick to our plans from a financial perspective, and also from a personal perspective, you know, remember your gratitudes, journal, you know, still work out and take care of yourself, you know, be cognizant of what you're eating. I mean, these are all very basic things, but that helps alleviate some of that anxiety. So, I mean, going back to it, we're going to have another election and then 4 more years after that. So we just have to deal with it. It's part of life. It's here, and just have to still continue to enjoy your life.
I love that attitude because it reflects so much about the pirate community and how I don't watch a lot of television on purpose, and I don't try to watch the news at all. However, it's still out there and it's still prevalent in our daily lives. If you're on a computer at any time, it kind of pops up. I want to go back though, Bill, and talk about, how you made the decision to get into the financial industry. I have friends in the financial industry, and everybody has their own story and how their journey took place and how they ended up where they are and what they're doing. So walk us through kind of the backstory on how you decided to arrive at where you are today.
Well, this really started when I was a kid. I saw the magnitude of lack of planning from people around me. We had a friend's family member pass away when we were in fifth grade, and not having those really important items in place to help with an event like that, it really hit home because I saw it happen firsthand. It was a family that we were really close with and played sports with all year. So that stuck with me. And then when I got into high school and then into college, and I graduated in 2008 of all times.
Oh, wow.
During the financial crisis. And that's right when I started in the financial industry. It was really a blessing because people were looking for someone that was going to listen to them. Most advisors kind of, hid behind the phones. They weren't picking up the phones. I mean, there were people who were proactive and taking care of their people, but I was just starting out. So I was speak with a lot of people. I was working the 80 hours to 100 hours a week. I was just working, right? That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And my journey came, not full circle because it's still an evolution process. But we're always trying to make progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
Because that's really where happiness comes into play, is when you're making progress daily. That's the fun part. But
yeah,
we've seen over the past 12 years being in the industry that it's more about being consistent and being aware of where your money is going than saying, you know what, I'm going to save up $50,000 and then I'm going to invest. It doesn't work like that.
No.
It's monthly, automate things, make things simple. And, I really learned from an early age in my career that I wanted to work with people who are 50 and older and really help them figure out their purpose and their passions and figure out how much does that truly cost.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah.
And that's where I come into play. I help people create income streams that can, hopefully last their lifetime, but it encompasses their passions, their purposes, and really helps them decide when they want to leave the workforce. And that's really what I do on a day-to-day basis.
See, I don't think about retirement in the same way that a lot of people think about retirement, because number one, I love what I do, and I've designed my life around things that I love to do. And so it's seldom that I think about, okay, I want to check out and stop doing this at a certain time in my life. And it's like, I don't think about that. However, I do think about continuing to develop revenue streams that don't require my time.
Yes.
And so when you hear about that, a lot of people maybe not understand or really appreciate what that concept means. And maybe we could go deeper in that, because there are so many opportunities. I see opportunities all the time as an entrepreneur. It's like my biggest goal is not getting distracted by all of the things that I could do and focus in on a few things that I can do very well. And I think that's going to continue to develop my revenue streams. However, not everybody thinks along those lines. So what are some revenue streams that somebody could think about or consider as they're still working, or they still have a regular employment, or they're working for an employer that contributes to their 401 or something along those lines? I know that a lot of people these days talk about side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. That could be one of them. That could definitely be one of them. Why not? If you have extra time, instead of watching TV at night, why not try and do something and generate revenue? Don't you agree?
I totally agree. I'm a supporter of that. Totally a supporter of that.
Absolutely. So let's dig deep into your statements here, because you made some really prolific statements in my mind. And I really agree with you that a lot of the entrepreneurs that I work with, they're not going to retire.
No.
And that's okay because they have their teams in place. They have their people already in place to hopefully run, a self-managing company. And that's important as an entrepreneur. You need teams, you need people to help you and delegate things out. So from that standpoint, when I'm working with an entrepreneur, it's more about having those purposes and your passions in place because those cost money.
Yeah.
And how do you afford those things? Whether it's a classic car or traveling or golfing or knitting or gardening. I mean, you name it, right? I mean, it could be anything. It could be podcasting. It could be whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
But you still need revenue to do that. And that's where, whether you're a business owner or an individual who's still working for a company, there are investment vehicles that do create cash flow. And, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of that right now, but, being independent, I'm able to look at what's going to fit your need. Whether you want an extra $5,000 or $10,000 a year to travel on a budget, or how do we create that? And I'll listen to them and we'll figure out ways to do that from their resources. And that might be from their side hustle or from their investments or moving a small amount of their money into one of these income generating vehicles. So, and then we also have to look at taxation. How does that look at the big picture? Are you on Medicare yet? There's so many moving parts that go into it. And then for the people who don't have businesses, their passion and their purpose might be their grandkids now.
True story.
That could be their purpose and passion. And that's why they want to leave the workforce. And that's okay. But, the word retire comes from, basically the 40s. It was like retire machinery. You put it out of use. And that's not the case. You still have a purpose in your life to go do things.
Yeah. And it could be philanthropy as well, going out and doing good work and volunteering at different locations or, serving the community in some way, shape, or form. I know there's a lot of people that do that. And a lot of people in the pirate community, that's one of the things that I really enjoy and love about the individuals in the community is that they're so willing to contribute back. A lot of what I do is teach others on how to navigate the technology. And it's a lot of it's just because I love giving back. And so, when you can return that favor and return that gift that you've acquired over years of service and support for others, it's really nice to be able to do that and bring that to the table. And I think, like you said, in addition, you do have to actually, have some revenue there, and building systems, I think, is really a key focus that a lot of people don't really understand or appreciate, because there's so many systems that you can build that allow, like the best companies in the world have a lot of systems in place that allow people to work without, they know what to do next. They know what the process is. They know what the workflow is, and everything runs smoothly because you built systems. So if you can build systems in your own life that automate a lot of these mundane tasks of saving money or putting money into certain vehicles, then it makes it a lot easier. And there's so much automation now that is probably much easier than it was 20 years ago, I would guess. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, from banking to sending someone money from an app or depositing money into your investments. I mean, it's so incredibly simple now. And we live in such an abundant country. I mean, here in America, we're really lucky to have all these tools.
Yeah.
You could almost set it up where you don't have to think about it. And we help our clients with that. It's really powerful. So that way, if you stick to your plan, that's better than picking the right stock or the right mutual fund, ETF. I mean, there's tens of thousands of them, right?
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. It's really difficult to pick that best performing one. So it's more about being consistent. And don't get me wrong, it matters where that money is going.
Sure.
But again, consistency is the most important thing here.
Well, I want to give a shout out to a few people that are in the room today. Mike Baker's in the room. Mike, morning, Bill and Russ.
Morning.
Angie, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Jeffrey Berger. Hey, Russ, catching you both live sitting in Pittsburgh. Baltimore shut down due to weather. Looking for today's live. Wow. Baltimore. Hope everybody's okay there. I turned my air back on yesterday. Angie says she's near Chicago there. Hi, guys. Joining you both from Edinburgh, Scotland. David's over there doing some great work. Jeffrey says votes are still being so eyes still accounting, lots of noise for sure. Hyatt says here from Houston, good morning, Pirates. And then David said, as I said the other day, I don't mind who wins the election, but I do ensure the drama of it. Oh, I just stay back. Gabriel's here. Good morning, gentlemen. Hello, my fellow Pirates. Happy morning. It's a wonderful day. And then Justin, check it out. Justin in the room. Two legends, absolutely amazing people here.
What's up, Justin?
Hey, what's happening? Purpose of Passion. Nick Gimmel up from Canada. Morning, Pirates. Thank you so much for being here, Nick. I really appreciate you. And then Jeffrey says, yes, systems are definitely important. And there's a lot more comments. And for the sake of the conversation, I really want to be able to think about how you personally think about the financial process and building and growing, either a sustainable revenue, when I no longer want to turn the mic and the camera on, and what do I need to think about? And I mean, I've had things and lost things and had things and lost things. And so it's not uncommon in this economy, in this day and age, for people that really are risking things and going out and doing things to have ups and downs. And so one thing that I think is going to be consistent is having a plan and having something in place that works. Mm-hmm. So how do you think about that? How do you approach that?
Gosh,
in today's economy?
In today's economy, I mean, those things that we strove for, I mean, it could be a car, a watch, a house. I mean, you name it, right? It could be anything. It could be a boat. It could be whatever you'd like, whatever your mind dreams of. Uh-huh. The happiness that is associated with those things come and go. Those things change in life. That once you get that shiny new thing, life moves on. And having your recurring revenue streams in place, whether it's business or, from your financial resources, it's all about being calm again and knowing that you have confidence and you're able to do the things you want to do with your life, because it comes down to our time.
Yeah.
And if we're able to spend our time with the people who we love and the people who give us energy, which is so important to understand who you're surrounded with. Mm-hmm. Are people draining your energy? Are people giving you energy? Like Justin's a perfect example. We talk almost every single day, even if it's just like one text. It's like, okay, what's going on? How are things going? So the way that I envision everything from our economy, our lifestyle standpoint, I mean, we live in such an abundant world. Yeah. And we went through this really crazy week with the elections. Will things get contested? We don't know. Stick to your plan. Stick to what you're good at and try it and avoid those distractions. That's really, I think, the key is avoid.
That is totally the key. Another thing that I think is really surprising is a lot of people, and I've been in this place before, is like, okay, I want to have a certain amount. I want to make a certain amount of money a year.
Right.
And then you make that a certain amount of money in the year and you think, I don't feel any different than I was making when I was making. I mean, the happiest time, Bill, the happiest time, some of the most amazing experiences I've had in my life is when I was playing music, traveling on the road. I wasn't making anything. However, I had everything I needed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had all my needs were being taken care of, and I was full of gratitude. I was doing what I loved, and I was really enjoying life as it was. And I still do. I mean, to this day, all my needs are taken care of. I wake up with gratitude. I'm blessed beyond recognition, and I just feel that there's, and by some standards, it's like, well, you know, don't you want more of X, Y, and Z? And it's like, that would be great at some point in time. And like you said, as long as I keep working my plan, and I have a plan, because a lot of people don't have a plan. As long as I keep working on my plan, life is going to be fine. And if it doesn't work out ideally exactly like I imagined, it's like I still am working my plan. You know, I'm still working toward that goal and making sure that things are in place, moving along at the pace I imagined. So it's you know, while you're making a plan, life happens at times. So you just make adjustments. However, the big scheme of things, making that plan. So what do you do to encourage people to continue with their plan, or at least create a plan?
Well, from an encouragement standpoint, it all comes down to writing down your goals. I mean, I've got my journal here. I do it every day, right?
Yeah.
Write it down. That's the first step. Something magical happens when you write things down.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to set goals, which a lot of people don't, we're not taught these things. We're not taught money in our educational systems. I can go on and on for days about that. So, but we all know it's true. We went through grade school, high school, college for some of us, and you don't learn money. That's part of the problem. That's a big problem. But from a setting goals standpoint, take out a sheet of paper, grab a pen or pencil, and just start writing.
Yeah.
Nothing's perfect. It's you're going to say, I want to do this by this date. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. But really the key for that is, are you growing as a human being?
Yeah.
Have you expanded your capabilities? Have you expanded your knowledge? Have you put the TV remote away and read a book every night instead for an hour?
Yeah.
That's where you're going to see progress and you're going to see growth. And that's going to give you new ideas, and those new capabilities lead to action. And at the end of the day, you need to take action. Write it down, set your goals. It could be anything. You could say, I want to save $1,000. And that's an awesome goal.
Yeah.
Start. You have to start and take action. And if you don't do that, you're just going to go through life unconsciously. And that's a sad way to live. In my opinion, that's truly my opinion.
Yeah, that is, I share that opinion with you. And as long as life moves forward and you're applying some activity to be better than you were yesterday, make some level of improvement, you can always live in an abundant world. And a lot of people have scarcity mindset. They say, okay, I made $5 today. I'm going to keep my $5 and I'm not going to spend it. And they don't enjoy the world around them.
Yep.
And that's the other side of the coin is the people that don't see abundance. They don't sense abundance in their life. And I've always been, hey, it's all going to work out. You know, even when it's like, I had no idea how it's going to work out exactly. I know that it's going to work out. And I had the ability and the opportunity to go out and create income and help people out, add value, and it seems to always work. And I just think that there's more people that need to learn and educate more about the financial process. And I know that I want to improve my financial process all the time, and multiple revenue streams and get all of that stuff in place. And I just think that people like yourself that are doing great work, I really appreciate what you're doing. helping others around you. So keep doing it.
Thank you, my friend. It's so fun to help.
Yeah, I know you have to, even though there might be some challenging moments, once people see that there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you can make a difference, and there is something that can be done. I mean, it's much easier to live. So having a support system, I think, is really important. And so if you don't have somebody like Bill in your life, find somebody like Bill.
Absolutely.
So Bill, how do people get a hold of you? How do you people want to track you down, or how do you want people to track you down? Let me say it that way.
Well, email and our business website is the best. The email is bill@bloomfinancial.us. Yes, .us.
.us. Okay.
Love America. That's great. And our company website is www.bloomfinancialco.com. And lastly, this is a shameless plug. We just had a book
Shameless plug.
Yeah, on Amazon. It's called Money Habits for Success. And that's where I wrote a book that helps people, whether you're a high school student all the way up to a baby boomer, learn the foundations of money, about mortgages, credit cards, just like the little things that you're doing every day that is affecting you negatively from your financial life, because we live unconsciously a lot of the time. So that's another great thing that I would highly recommend that you pick up. That's available on Amazon right now.
And name the book again.
Money Habits for Success.
Money Habits by Bill Bloom.
Yes.
I love that. So an author. So are you out speaking? Are you doing virtual events again?
We oh gosh, we have a meeting today with my team to set up all of our virtual events through this year into next year. For instance, next Saturday, we're doing a purpose-driven coffee event on Saturday morning. From some financial advisors who have retired, and they created the purpose of retirement, because there's a big transition in life, whether you do leave that workforce. So once you get your plan in place, it's all about your purpose and your process. It's really amazing. But we have some really powerful speakers coming on from, past professional golfers coming to talk about, their short game and business, and then we're women's health. We have so many great things coming up for next year. So send me an email if you'd like, and we could add you to our list of fantastic virtual events, because, we might still be in this pandemic. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't see. This is a global thing. I don't see this going away anytime soon, but that's just my opinion. This is not endorsed or supported by anyone else that I know, but the reality is that if we're resilient and we adapt to the circumstance we're living in and just recognize for what it is, it's like life still goes on. We're still doing what we need, what we desire and what we love. And I love the idea. I've helped a lot of people do virtual events recently, and I'm producing shows for other people. So if you need any assistance in that arena, please let me know. And also, if you're follow Bill, get on his email list. So you do a newsletter every so often, Bill?
Yeah, we do. We don't send anything out generic. I actually write everything and make it personal. I think that's so incredibly important. We don't, I say this all the time, there's almost 8 billion people on this planet. We don't work with everyone, right? We want to work with people who are grateful and they have gratitude in their lives and they have purpose and they're happy people. So we're happy to send you the events and things that we're doing in our newsletters and market update, all this fun stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Keep me on your list.
We'll do
my list. Well, Bill, I always, I know you have a young one, and life in Chicago right now is somewhat, the weather's changing. We're getting ready for the holiday season again, and just enjoy life and stay in touch. And if you're not connected to Bill in the pirate community, connect with Bill, connect with the pirates. Anyone that's been on the show is connection worthy. open up and dialogue and have a conversation. It's just amazing to see what kind of things can take place. I mean, my life has changed drastically in the last year. I'm approaching 300 episodes on the Pirate Broadcast, and it's just really meaningful and important in life to make these connections, especially right now. You know, there's a lot of people that are not able to reach out like they normally would, go to a networking event or go to a social activity or connect with individuals in some way, shape, or form. So Bill, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I'm glad that we got the opportunity to know each other a little better. And I look forward to future conversations and maybe have you back on the show after your next adventure, your next book.
Yeah. Oh my God, it would be an absolute honor. Thank you so much for having me today. And it's great to meet all you pirates out there.
Thank you so much. And everyone else, also remember that kindness is cool, smiles are free, and you enjoy the day. Take care. See you soon. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.